I need to confess something embarrassing. Last year, I spent 6 months writing a single book chapter. 6 months for 30 pages. Want to know the brutal part? I never published it. Still sitting in my drafts. Not ready yet. Meanwhile, my colleague wrote an entire book in that same time. It's not perfect. Has typos. Some chapters are stronger than others. But it also has 10,000 readers and changed her career. Here's what I learned the hard way. I didn't want perfection. I wanted protection. And I'm betting you do too. Before you scroll away thinking, this doesn't apply to me, pause for 10 seconds. Because what I'm about to show you will explain every project you've abandoned, every opportunity you've missed, and every night you've stayed up way too late. Just fixing one more thing. Here's the question that'll haunt you. Why do you spend 3 hours editing a single email to your boss, but fire off typo-riddled texts to your best friend without a second thought? Let's get brutally honest. That Instagram post you deleted and re-uploaded 4 times? Not about quality. That presentation you rehearsed until 2 a.m.? Not about excellence. You were building a shield against judgment, criticism, and the terrifying possibility that someone might see you as average, or worse, flawed. And here's the kicker. This fear is costing you everything. Your time, your opportunities, your mental health. Hell, maybe even that promotion you deserved but were too scared to apply for. Because your resume wasn't perfect yet. Drop a grinning face with sweat in the comments if you've ever done this. I know you have. Today, we're dismantling the biggest lie you've been telling yourself. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your perfectionism is actually a prison, how to spot the difference between genuine excellence and fear-based performance, and most importantly, how to finally break free without losing your edge. Stick around till the end, because I've got a challenge that'll change how you work forever. But first, number 1, the perfectionism illusion. So here's what actually happens in your brain. You're not pursuing perfect work. You're pursuing invincible work. Work that's so flawless, so bulletproof, that nobody can touch you with criticism. Think about it. When was the last time you posted something online and didn't check the reactions obsessively? Seriously, when? I'll wait. Yeah, that's what I thought. Drop never in the comments if you can't remember. Now let me tell you about Sarah. Graphic designer, Chicago, crazy talented. She spent 6 months on her portfolio. 6 months. But here's the twist you won't see coming. During those 6 months, she checked LinkedIn every single day. Watched her dream agency's post, "We're hiring." Then position filled. Then another, "We're hiring." She kept thinking, just one more project. Just one more revision. Then I'll apply. Month 6 finally arrived. Portfolio perfect. Resume flawless. She hit apply on 3 agencies. All 3 said, "Position filled last week." Want to know the brutal part? She looked up who got hired. 3 designers. Their portfolios? Messy. Inconsistent. One literally had a spelling error in the header. But they had one thing Sarah didn't. They clicked submit 6 months earlier. Sarah wasn't chasing perfection. She was hiding from judgment. And it cost her half a year of her career. Now here's the psychological twist that'll make this even worse. A Stanford study tracked 10,000 self-identified perfectionists over 5 years. The results? They didn't produce higher quality work than non-perfectionists. 0 difference in quality scores. But they did produce 50% slower while reporting 50% more anxiety. And, here's the kicker, 30% fewer career promotions. You're literally trading speed, sanity, and success for an illusion of safety. Because here's what your perfectionist brain refuses to accept. No matter how perfect you make something, people will judge you anyway. That's not pessimism. That's liberation. Once you accept that judgment is inevitable, the whole house of cards collapses. The question isn't, will I be judged? It's, will I let that fear stop me? What's your answer? Type it below. Now, before you click away thinking, but I need to care about quality. Hold on. I'm not saying become sloppy. I'm saying something way more radical. Something that successful people do that perfectionists refuse to accept. Number 2, the judgment paradox. Here's the paradox that'll mess with your head. The more you try to avoid judgment, the more you invite it. Why? Because perfectly polished work screams, "I'm trying too hard." It's like showing up to a casual Friday hangout in a 3-piece suit and tie. Everyone notices. Everyone judges. The very thing you feared, you created. Meanwhile, people who embrace imperfection, they're magnetic. Look at the most successful YouTubers. Are their videos perfectly edited? Hell no. Mr. Beast's early videos were shot on a cheap camera with terrible lighting. But he shipped them. He learned. He iterated. Now he's got 350 million subscribers. Or take J.K. Rowling. 12 publishers rejected Harry Potter. 12 professional judges said, this isn't good enough. If she'd waited to make it perfect, enough to guarantee acceptance, we wouldn't have Hogwarts. Think about that. Here's a real-world example that'll hit home. Ever notice how your most popular social media posts are usually the least polished ones? That random thought you shared in 2 minutes gets 500 likes. The carefully crafted post you spent an hour on? Crickets. Comment crickets if this has happened to you, because I know it has. That's because authenticity beats polish every single time. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with humanity. And humanity is beautifully, messily, gloriously flawed. The research backs this up too. The pratfall effect shows that people actually like you more when you show minor flaws. A coffee stain on your shirt during a presentation makes you relatable. A stumble in your speech makes you human. Perfect is forgettable. Real is remarkable. So if perfection isn't the goal, what is? Glad you asked. Because this next distinction is literally the difference between million-dollar success and complete failure. Number 3, the excellence versus perfection distinction. Excellence says, I'll do my best with what I have right now. Perfection says, it'll never be good enough. See the difference? Excellence is empowering. Perfection is paralyzing. But here's what nobody tells you. The difference between these two mindsets can literally cost you millions. Let me prove it. 2 programmers. Both Stanford grads. Both brilliant. Both started building apps the same month, in 2019. Alex decided to build the perfect fitness app. Every feature flawless. Every pixel perfect. Every edge case handled. 2 years in development. 0 users. His roommate Jake built a good enough version in 3 weeks. It was ugly. It crashed sometimes. Users complained loudly on Twitter. And here's where it gets interesting. Jake read every complaint, every angry tweet, every 1-star review, and he fixed them, one by one, in real time. 6 months later, Jake had 100,000 users and $2 million in funding. Alex, still building, still perfecting, still 0 users. Today, Jake's app has 5 million users, and he sold it for $50 million last year. Alex finally launched his perfect app in 2023 to a market that had already moved on. It got 47 downloads, then died. Same intelligence, same resources, same starting point. Different mindset equals $50 million difference. So let me give you 3 questions that'll save you years. Screenshot this part. 1. Am I adding this because it improves the outcome or because it soothes my anxiety? If you're editing that email for the 5th time, is it genuinely unclear? Or are you just nervous? Be honest. 2. What's the minimum viable version that delivers value? Steve Jobs didn't wait until the iPhone was perfect. First iPhone, no copy-paste, no MMS, no video recording, no apps. Can you imagine launching a phone without those features today? But he shipped it, then improved it. That's excellence over perfection. 3. Am I avoiding shipment because of legitimate concerns or imaginary judgment? Write down the criticism you fear. Read it out loud. I'm serious. Pause this video and try it. 90% of the time, you'll hear how absurd it sounds. Someone might think this isn't good enough. Who? Someone might think what exactly? The fear evaporates when you name it. So which path are you on? The $50 million path or the 47 downloads path? Comment Jake if you're ready to ship imperfect. Comment Alex if you're still stuck perfecting. Be brutally honest. All right, here's where I stop being nice. Everything I just told you, useless, completely useless. Unless you do something with it in the next 24 hours. Not next week, not when you feel ready. In the next 24 hours. Number 4, the action plan. Because here's what I know about you. Right now you're nodding along thinking, yeah, I should really stop being such a perfectionist. And tomorrow, you'll spend 3 hours editing an email again. So I'm going to give you a 3-step system that's so simple, you have 0 excuse not to start tomorrow morning. Step 1, the 25-minute rule, no exceptions. Tomorrow, pick one task you've been avoiding. Just one. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Not 30, not 20, exactly 25. When it buzzes, whatever you have, finished or not, pretty or ugly, you hit send. You click publish. You submit it. No, just 5 more minutes. No, let me just fix this one thing. The buzzer is your boss. When it says stop, you stop. I tried this last month with my newsletter. Spent 25 minutes writing. Buzzer went off mid-sentence. I published it anyway, with a typo in the subject line. Know what happened? 43% open rate. Highest I've ever had. 3 people replied saying, I love how raw this felt. The typo. 1 person mentioned it. 1. And they weren't even mean about it. Try it tomorrow. Then come back and tell me what happened. I dare you. Step 2. The separation ritual. Do this tonight. Take a piece of paper. Draw a line down the middle. Left side, write my work. Right side, write my worth. Under my work, write things I create. Can be criticized. Can be improved. Can be rejected. Under my worth, write who I am. Cannot be diminished by feedback. Cannot be measured by output. Take a photo. Make it your phone wallpaper. Because here's the truth. The reason judgment feels like death is that you've merged these 2 columns into one. Your work gets rejected, so you feel rejected. Your work has flaws, so you feel flawed. They're not the same thing. Say this out loud right now. My work can be imperfect, and I can still be valuable. Again, louder. My work can be imperfect, and I can still be valuable. Type, I am not my work, in the comments if you needed to hear this. Step 3. The flaw injection. Yes, I'm serious. Your next piece of work. Add 1 deliberate flaw. Leave in a verbal stumble in your video. Share a messy behind-the-scenes photo. Tell the story of what went wrong in your project, not just what went right. This sounds insane, I know. But it's psychological judo. Once you choose to include a flaw, you've taken back control. It's no longer something you fear being discovered. It's something you decided to share. And ironically, people will judge you less, not more. Because vulnerability is magnetic. Perfection is forgettable. There's a reason every TED Talk includes a failure story. It's not by accident. TED coaches require it. Know why? Because perfection is boring. Struggle is compelling. Humanity is powerful. So let's bring this home. You don't want to be perfect. You never did. You want to be safe from judgment. But here's the beautiful, terrifying, liberating truth. You can't control judgment. You can only control courage. Excellence over perfection. Progress over polish. Authenticity over armor. The world doesn't need your perfect work. It needs your real work. The work you're brave enough to share before you think it's ready. Because guess what? It'll never feel ready. That's not a bug. That's a feature. So here's my challenge, and I'm dead serious about this. Within the next 24 hours, I want you to ship something you've been holding back on. That blog post, that video idea, that message to someone you admire, that job application, whatever it is. Pick one of those 3 steps I just gave you. Just one. Then come back here and comment, I shipped it, and tell me what you released into the world. Use those exact words so I can find you and celebrate with you. I'll be reading every comment. I want to know what you're finally releasing, what you're finally brave enough to share. Your imperfect progress. And if this video punched you in the gut in the best way possible, hit that subscribe button, because we're building a community of doers, not perfectionists. People who choose courage over comfort, action over anxiety, and real over flawless. The choice is yours. Stay perfect and invisible, or get imperfect and unstoppable. Now get out there and ship something imperfect. I dare you. The comments are waiting. What are you going to ship? That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. So make sure to subscribe to see them.